Today it's all about upkeeping. We're going to upkeep the house, upkeep the orchid room, and upkeep this body we are doing our best to live in. Thank you for joining me here with Michelle's Life on Repeat. A wonderful Saturday work day, just doing home chores down in the basement. How you doing down there, babe?
Oh, it's yucky.
It's yucky. I thank you for doing the yucky jobs. There are parts to owning a home that you may never think about. Here in the Northwest, it's wet and it rains, so we have to go down. It is presently lined with the black typing of material to prevent water leaks that just come in from moisture and under the ground, and if there's small cracks. Anyway, it's the worst job in the world, and I am thankful that my husband does it and that he has 2 brand new knees, but he has to go from there and he crawls under the floor, under the boards, and all the way over to under the chimney, which often has a little bit of a leak. And when I sit in that chair, I have to cover the vent up with a book, because the smell comes from the basement, it whiffs up, and I can tell there's some dampness going on. So my sweetheart is down there repairing and fixing the dampness. I am so thankful for him. I'm going to go up into the orchid room and show you some of my problems going on up there. This is a Saturday, a typical day in my life. Wearing the jeans that don't fit very well. They fall down, you gotta pull it back up. Casual t-shirt day. It probably says backwards, but it's Thanksgiving and it's the whole Peanuts gang. But I am having to go up on my ladder to work on this bloom spect light that I added to my orchid room. Across the way over there, I'll show you later, the Mars light. Well, I put the Mars light up a notch. I turned it higher, and some of my plants were starting to get spots on them, or they were starting to get more yellow, or the blooms, like on my Pinksonia, just blasted like wah. So I am over here checking last night, and my little Cattleya here, who is she? Cattleya Hawaiian Wedding Song version. She has been up right up here in the back spot, and was doing great. And then last night I noticed she's getting more and more yellow, the leaves. I don't know if it shows on this light so much, but like this leaf is starting to get yellow, and as I look down into them, they're yellow green splotty. So I think she's getting too much light, so I need to turn the knob down, because I thought, well, what can I switch in its place? And if a Cattleya can't handle the 600 watts that close to it, I don't know what else will. But all of the phalaenopsises that are under it are loving it and popping up their spikes. So I can only put so many things in the one little spot. Now I did divert it with a cloth because it spreads out and it hits me in the eye and gives me migraines. And I got a tail of a dog right down here. So I'm going to try to go up there and adjust it. One more. These are the parts of orchid growing. You gotta watch for, oh goodness sakes, what do we have this on? Percent. I'm gonna shift it down to 75%. I think that's what it reads. The lights, when you look at them, begin to all look blurry. Hopefully that wasn't just all a butt shot, because I will edit that out then. Just in case I had given you all just my butt, that's not what I was hoping for. I'll climb up here and show you. On the bloom spect, as with the Mars, there is a knob. And it was at 100%. I think I got it somewhere between almost 75%. I'm going to see if that works. Because you can tell that the Phalaenopsis is right underneath it. Look at those spikes. 1 on that one, 2 on that one. The one in the back is just beginning to start. I think it's underneath one of the big fat leaves, and it's still just wee big. Notice that some of these ones were getting the yellow spots too, so I keep moving them down. I thought, well, instead of moving things down, maybe I should just turn the light down. So that's what I'm going to do today. And over here, Across the way is the Mars. I put her up to 85 the other day and spread out those two Mary Elizabeth Bond. I forget what the rest of the name of it is. They are growing like mad. I think we will get a spike or a sheath of flowers come spring, I think, but I don't want to jinx it. It's been a long time and I've been waiting. But some of those plants over there were getting too much light too when I bumped it up to 85, so I'm going to drop her back down to 75. That's what I'm going to do next. So that is what we're doing today. We are doing those maintaining things. Last week I dusted and cleaned everything. Oh Lordy, I can't see a thing. Get my glasses. I am out of breath today. Drinking some Gatorade though. And hopefully that'll help. I don't know who the maid is, but she doesn't dust up here. Okay, so we went down to, I'm going to go back to 75%. Seems low compared to having it up, but it had been at 75% for a year, so hopefully that will do the trick. Now I had turned the lights on a little bit longer for winter time, just to give them a little bit more light because it gets dark so early, and I also turned up the volume, so hopefully turning it back down we'll get it all worked out. I hope adjusting those lights will encourage you to check on yours. If your plants are getting just a little too yellow, being indoors and growing indoors, you know, you can control a lot of the settings, but you gotta watch and be alert. And every weekend, I'm sweating, so that's why I'm doing all this. Every weekend, like Saturday, it's either a Friday, Saturday, or a Sunday, depending on how I feel. I go through every plant. I touch it, I lift it, I clean it, I pour fresh water through if it's leca. If it's a watering day for that plant, I give it water. But I try to be hands-on with all the plants at least once or twice sometime in the whole week, just to see that there's nothing sneaking up on me that I didn't catch. And I'm looking over here, and a couple of my dendrobium's leaves are browning and falling, and I'm excited. That means they're doing their fall thing, getting ready for winter. Some of them are semi-deciduous and they're doing their thing. I'm also looking right here. Let me show you what I'm looking at. That big mama fowl? No. I am looking at her in the back. That's the Dendrobium fangensinense, and I pulled up her root ball, the whole thing, and looked, and we took her off the mount about a month, 3 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, and she's doing great in this all moss. I water it about once a week. She's right next to humidity, and the roots are all green, and you see that some of her leaves are turning brown and falling, and some of the others have fallen, and hopefully she'll just keep on doing what she needs to do to grow the buds, and that eventually I will see orange beautiful flowers on her. But I have never quite adjusted to the medicine that they give me, blood pressure medicine, to prevent migraines. It just wipes me out, and I lose my wind super fast, but it helps with preventing the migraine. So what are you gonna do? The other night I finally had an MRI on my left shoulder. Now if you remember, and if you don't, that's okay. We always say that as YouTube creators. Remember this plant, or remember the last time, and you're thinking, why the heck would I remember something when I watch a bazillion things out there on the interwebs? So I think it's just that we think we're talking directly to you as a friend, and you were on the other side of that camera. Like I would say, hey Lucy, remember when we had that conversation? Or hey Preston, guess what? I finally had that MRI. And you go through the names of the people that you interact with, and you know that eventually they'll watch the video. Well, I had that MRI because back in July, I went flying down the stairs. Well, not with wings, but with feet that slipped out from under me. Boom, boom, bang. Landed on the floor. Landed with this arm flipping back into the air and then coming down crack onto the stair. And me screaming and crying and very frustrated. It was right after my husband's surgery, so he was kind of right behind me on the stairs in his full sling because he just had shoulder repair, and he was like, oh my god, let me help, and I'm screaming, don't touch me, because I didn't want him to re-injure the surgery shoulder. He was only a week into his recovery from his major surgery shoulder recovery. But together we limped to Chores, we laughed, we chuckled, we ice packed, and I have been medicating, getting cortisone shots, got an x-ray, didn't see anything damaged bone-wise, been doing physical therapy, resting, repeat, prednisone, the whole bit. Finally got the MRI a couple of days ago, and I have been in an MRI tube probably 15 times in my life for various things for the last 20 years. The worst ones are the brain ones when you're in the tube with your head. I highly suggest medication to knock you out or knock you to the place where you just don't care. And I highly suggest wearing an eye mask if you've never done an MRI before. Get used to sleeping with an eye mask in your bed and then do it for your MRI. Well, they did the MRI. I kept having to squeeze the tube and say, I need to get out, because I was hyperventilating and sweating and overheating and ready to vomit. And I thought, oh Lord, what a night. Anyway, I made it through the procedure, came home to a panic attack. I just collapsed. Everything built up in me. I hit the floor. I was shaking, crying. My husband's trying to figure out what's going on, and I told him what pill I needed and what was going on, that it was a panic attack, but I'll get through it. And it was the first time I really experienced an intense panic attack. One of my children has experienced many of those, and I've walked on the other side with them as they go through it. It is just a horrible feeling. It's a total thing. But for those of you who have experienced it, I applaud you for getting up and going and trying again the next day. Well, the results came back that I do in fact have a torn ligament, labrum. They call it a slap tear. And I'm like, yeah, I was about ready to slap that staircase, but nope, it's a slap tear. I guess it's like a seal. If you had a ball and joint and a little seal in between, there's a tear in there. So I get to go off and visit a surgeon. And my prayer and my wish is that we can find, if you join me in this one, is if we can find a surgeon that would be willing to perform the minor repair surgery. It shouldn't be a traumatically big one, but then again, that's what I'm telling myself. We'll just go with that. That can do this before the end of the year, because here in the United States, with the multiple different medical insurance companies you can choose, generally you choose one that fits your needs. And the one we chose we have fully met our deductible and our out-of-pocket. They have a percent that once you begin to pay this, and this, and you hit that certain level, ding, they think, oh my God, you've paid a lot for insurance this year. We're going to give you everything you need medically free for the end of the year. So I am hoping, because we hit that with my husband's surgeries, my procedures, and the Botox for migraine protocols that we do, I am crossing my fingers and hoping and wishing and praying that we can get this taken care of before December 29th. And if we can't, well, what are you going to do? You just move on to the next year. Do it with that. But that is my hopes, and that is kind of just the synopsis of this video. Keep a check on your orchids, touch them, look at them, make sure that they are doing well, because they can change drastically just within a couple of days. And take care of yourself. If something has been nagging you persistently, contact your doctors. Do what you can. Get your injections, get your x-rays, pursue your MRIs if you need them, and take care of your body, because it is the one body you have that will take you to the end of your days. And with that, I wish you wellness, I wish you peace, and until we talk again, bye-bye.